Follow up on the stuff that I talked about Monday in terms of common beliefs or myths around perimenopause symptoms. Primarily, it's that women think this is just the way it is, and I just have to deal with it, and that's not really accurate. Just because something is common doesn't mean that it's normal. And most of these symptoms are just that. They're just common. And so there's things that you can do to, prevent them, to reduce them if you're experiencing them already. So that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today. So hot flashes, that's the big thing that I'm hearing about from most of you in DMs when we're chatting. When you share some of your struggles with me, it's that you're really sick and tired of hot flashes. Yes, you're worried about weight gain, and yeah, you're having trouble sleeping, but hot flashes are just kind of like killing your vibe every day. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what's causing those, what's creating that situation, things you can do to prevent it or to reduce them, in some cases eliminate them. So I want to tell you a little bit about that next. So to kind of roll this back a little bit, hormones are chemical messengers that your body creates to send signals to your cells, your tissues, your organs to do certain functions, okay? You have different glands throughout your body that either create these hormones or they stimulate these hormones. And there's one particular gland that is involved in many different pathways of communication in your body, and that's your hypothalamus. You may have heard of things like the HPA axis or the HPT axis. That's the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, or thyroid axis, meaning the hypothalamus tells the pituitary to do something, the pituitary then tells the adrenals or the thyroid to do something. And it's usually involved with releasing or not releasing these hormones. So your hypothalamus is kind of like the producer of the show, and the pituitary is like the director, and the other glands are the actors. One of the other jobs of the hypothalamus is that it is responsible for regulating your body temperature. Something unique about estrogen is that it's directly involved in body temperature too, and so when it has a drastic drop, that sends an urgent message to the hypothalamus to say, hey, you need to heat the body up. And so it does things like it sends messages to tell the blood vessels to dilate. So it's and a few other functions, but it's ultimately responsible for increasing your body temperature as a response to a drop in estrogen. So to try to keep this as simple as I can, estrogen has many roles that it plays in our body. Only one of them is related to reproduction. And so the perimenopause transition is that role going away. Okay, so we're going to have overall less estrogen, but we still have estrogen once we're in menopause. It's actually no longer made in the ovaries. That's part of the transition. It's now made in the adrenals, and there's much less of it. But this transition phase in perimenopause means that it's going to be high and low as it's figuring out its new baseline. It's kind of like the weather in the spring, where it'll be like really cold one day or then really hot for a few days because the weather is changing, and that's the same kind of thing that's happening to us. So while this transition is normal, it doesn't have to be drastic, and that's where the hot flashes come in, is when you have abnormally high levels of estrogen, which most women have when they come into perimenopause for various reasons, typically stress related, but it then drops really, really low, which triggers the hypothalamus to freak out and say we have to, increase the body temperature, and then you have a hot flash. So mitigating that change, that fluctuation from being really high to being a little bit more narrow, to where it's going to be a little bit high and a little bit low as it trends downward. Okay, instead of having big trends like this, you're going to have little trends. You will eventually get to the same goal of having less estrogen, but it won't be as impactful, and you won't have these types of symptoms. So what do you do about it, right? There are a lot of things that you can do to prevent it if you're not already in that transition, to kind of mitigate that steep spike. So if you're estrogen dominant and you have elevated estrogen, to have it go really low, that's going to create the hot flash and all the other symptoms that we don't like. So having it just minimize that as it's naturally going to decrease, but just reduce the spike, there are a lot of things that you can do. So you can prevent it, but if you're already experiencing, you can do things to kind of mitigate the intensity of it. So there are different nutrients that you can bring into your diet to support that. There's different lifestyle changes that you can do. And the truth is that not only does it work for me, myself, who I'm almost 54, and I don't have hot flashes. I don't have all of these night sweats, and I don't have trouble sleeping, all this stuff as a result of this hormone change. So, and plus other clients have experienced success with this too. In addition to my own personal experience with reducing, eliminating, or preventing these kinds of symptoms, my clients are experiencing this as well. There's one client in particular that I've been working with for a couple of months, and she came to me with several concerns that she wanted to address, and most of them are, their point of origin is due to some of the perimenopause situations that her body is, changing, and she wanted help with that. But one of the things that she was frustrated with the most was hot flashes. She was having 2 or 3 a day. That's several a week. And after just a couple of months of diet and lifestyle changes, she's down to 1 a week. Like the past 2 weeks, she's had 1. And that's it. And it's just like, to think about suffering like that all day, every day, to just on occasion, that's huge. My reason for telling you this isn't to make you feel bad because of the situation that you're in, or to make you feel hopeless, like, your body's just not working the way everybody else's does, or that it's let you down. It's really to give you hope that you don't have to live like this. And sometimes the solutions and the options are much easier than you might realize. And that's what I'm here for, is to help women that are struggling, especially those women that are the ones that have tried everything and nothing's worked, or that have been told that the way you feel is normal, you just need to deal with it, it's part of getting older. That's just not true. And that's what was told to me as well. And that's why I turned my life around, quit my job, and started becoming a practitioner, because I was so tired of that and I wanted real answers. And so I've not only been able to find those answers for myself, but I find them for my clients every day. So if any of this resonated with you and it sounds like the symptoms that you're having and the struggles that you faced, I want you to know that I see you and I hear you, and I'm here for you. And the truth is, I am you. I've been there, been told those things. I've been said, I should eat less, work out more, just part of getting old, just deal with it. No, thank you. And the truth is, I've made changes in my own life that have drastically improved my symptoms, and I feel so much better. I feel like I'm 40 again. It's amazing. But it's also, my clients are experiencing too. It's not just me. It happens every single day. There's improvement like this for my clients, and I want you to have that too. So I'd love to talk to you. This is why I do what I do. This is what I'm here for. So it's just a little chit chat, nothing major, no strings attached, but I'd love to chat with you about what's going on in your life and see how I can help. So message me if you'd like to chat more.